What's up, y'all? This is the first video, man. First video on the channel, you feel me? Well, first video. Like, I got videos back in the past, and I know a lot of y'all had came from the vlogs that I used to post back in the Dizay. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we in another era now, you feel me? So, I just put those videos on private, and, we just gonna start from here. Now, if y'all want for me to put those on there, just let me know. If not, we gonna keep pushing, you feel me? As y'all can see from the title of the video, man, I survived my first heartbreak, you feel me? I made it to a point to where I now have found new things that actually make me happy that it happened in a way. It's been about, I think it's probably been about like 6 months or something like that, ever since the situation, you feel me? And I feel like I learned a lot, man. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about attachments and stuff like that. And because of that situation, it made me dive into research. It made me dive into, learning things about, attachment styles and, all that type of stuff. I'm pretty sure that y'all have even came across videos, even just on like Instagram or like, TikTok or whatever. Everybody's a damn therapist, bro. It's like when you go on any type of social media, it's like everybody is a relationship coach. And that shit's so fucking annoying because it's like, damn, this is why relationships don't last, bro. I honestly feel that way. I feel like because of social media, bro, this is why relationships don't last, because you got everybody having different opinions on what a relationship's supposed to look like or how it's supposed to be operated. Like, damn, can we not just love each other? You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, man, I went through my first heartbreak, man, and that shit was tough. It was tough. I'm not even gonna lie to you. At the end of the day, bro, I'm a grown man, you feel me? So I don't gotta try to act like I was unfazed from the shit and act like, it's whatever. I ain't got nobody to be tough for. Who I gotta be tough for y'all? Y'all want me to be tough for you? No, sir. You know what I mean? I'm a very, emotionally intelligent man, bro. So I know how to, tap into that. You feel me? I know how to be in touch with my emotions. You feel me? And I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. And that'd be a lot of problem with guys. You feel me? Like, y'all niggas be trying to walk around with y'all chest out and trying to act like, oh, man, F her and all this other stuff. Man, come on, bro. Who you fooling, bro? You know what I'm saying? Who you fooling other than yourself? When I really started to look at it, I'm like, you actually got a trait that a lot of niggas don't have. You feel me? A lot of niggas don't know how to tap into their emotions, bro. At the end of the day, like, yeah, we men or whatever, we supposed to be like the body armor and all this different shit, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you gotta know when to turn it off and turn it on. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying for you to be fucking crying at the dinner table. That's not what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? That's when shit get awkward and everybody be like, well, thanks for ruining my appetite. You feel me? I'm not saying do anything like that. I'm just saying, like, when there's something that's bothering you, it's okay to express it, bro. You feel me? It's okay to tap into that. I feel like I'm kind of getting off topic, but that's my anxiety. You feel me? When it comes down to that situation, bro, it's like you don't even know how you can, move forward from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, how am I supposed to just act like this person never existed? How am I supposed to just act like they never meant nothing to me? You feel me? And it took a long time, bro. It took a long time to finally get to a point where it's like, okay, this is the reality of it. You know what I'm saying? Having to have discussions with myself. Like, this is the reality of it. And you just have to move forward. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, bro, the world keeps spinning, bro. You feel me? That shit keeps going. The world isn't going to be like, everybody stop. You know what I'm saying? Jay going through something. Everybody just drop everything. Wait for him to get right. It's not how it works, bro. It's not how it works. Unfortunately. I wish it could work like that. Unfortunately, that's not how it works, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you feel me? And I'm not the most I'm not the most like religious person, but I do believe, you feel me? I've always had him in my life in some way. And I feel like in my past relationship, there was a shift. Like I feel like there was like a spiritual shift, because it's like, you know, just to kind of give y'all a backstory. So there was a time where, you feel me, the person that I was with, we had got, you know, invited to go to church or whatever. And I'll be honest, I was the one that didn't want to go. And y'all may not know, but you know what I do for a living, bro? I drive trucks, you feel me? So I usually be gone, you know, 2 weeks at a time and stuff like that. So I didn't want to go. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know, I just got back home, you feel me? I'm trying to chill, whatever, whatever. And looking back on the situation now, it's like I could see how in God's eyes that could have been kind of like a slap in the face. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I've been around your whole life and you couldn't just spend a day with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could see how that shifted the dynamic, you feel me? And it's so crazy because even with, you know, my past situation, like I even told her, like, you know, we're going to make sure we keep God in our relationship. Never did. You feel me? We never did. And it wasn't intentional. We were both at one point so, you know, involved into our relationship that nothing else mattered. You know what I'm saying? I put aside things that I wanted to do, you know, with my life. You know, I put it over to the side to make sure that she knew that, you feel me, that she had somebody, you feel me? Like, at the same time, it's like, you feel me? You just gotta know how to have some kind of balance, bro. And I'm gonna tell y'all now, bro, I'm not one of those type of people that try to force people to believe anything that they don't. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we all got our own beliefs, you feel me? But me being a believer, I understand that you always gotta have him involved, bro. You gotta have him involved in everything that you do, otherwise it's not gonna work. It will never work. It will never prosper, bro. And you might be all right for a year or two, and you might even be all right for 5 years, you know what I'm saying? But it eventually comes to an end, bro. You gotta have him involved, bro. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have him involved. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. I don't care what it is, relationships, friendships, job, whatever. You have to have him involved in some way. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like he needed to remove me from the situation for me to open my eyes to that. Because, you know, prior to that, I was just living life, bro. It's like now I've gotten to a point where it's like I've really just learned to accept where I am. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not in a bad position. If anything, I've received nothing but blessings from the situation. You feel me? I didn't like doubled up on my profits. You feel me? Like, I'm about to start my business and everything. Right now, I'm just working on the business aspect and the business, you know, side of things right now. And then once I do that, we'll go into having it moving. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have my own trucking company, so that's gonna be on the way. And it's like, I'm grateful, man. I'm grateful. I went through a painful situation, but I fortunately was able to finally change my perspective, because I realized, like, not everybody's gonna stick around, bro. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody is supposed to be to the end of your story, you feel me? And that's okay. You know, it's okay. I know that sometimes we can put a lot of faith in people. We can put, you know, more faith in people, in man, than God, you feel me? I'm not gonna do that, you know what I'm saying? And it'd be a lot of times where I just be like, bro, you really a good dude. You know what I'm saying? You got some things about yourself for sure. And I've realized that I'm not perfect, man. You feel me? But the one thing that I can say about myself is when I love somebody, bro, I love hard, bro. Sometimes even more than I love myself sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't even tell y'all how many times that I broke down off of realizations. You really can sometimes put your own self to the side for other people. You know what I'm saying? And then I started to dive a little bit deeper. I started to dive into, childhood. Where did it start from? You know what I'm saying? That really be the starting point to the issues that you currently have as a grown person. You feel me? It'd be childhood, bro. And I started to dive deep into it, and I've always been that way. Realizing that now, like, I've always been the type of person that wanted to, that wanted to be liked, that wanted to be accepted in a way. And it's like, now that I'm older, bro, like, I'm about to be 28 this year, you feel me? And being 28 is it's like a weird age, you feel me? It's like you a grown man, but you still young as hell, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, being in that weird stage of still trying to figure things out as far as like who you are as a person and how you want to operate and stuff like that, it can sometimes get a little uncomfortable. As far as that situation, man, the only thing because I don't regret nothing. I don't regret being in a relationship with her. I don't regret meeting her, being around, you feel me? Like, I don't regret none of that. The only thing that I do regret is my reaction to everything. You feel me? I didn't react the way that I should have. And it was beyond my character. You know what I'm saying? It's not how I operate, bro. That's just not who I am. But at the same time, and I was beating myself up for a long time behind that. You feel me? But eventually I ended up having to give myself some grace because, bro, you ain't never been through nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? How is anybody supposed to react? Like, you just got a bomb dropped on you that the person that you love so deeply no longer wants to be with you. You know what I'm saying? For whatever her reasons are, So it's like, how exactly is anybody supposed to react to something that they've never been through? You feel me? Maybe if I had been through it before and it happened again, I would have been able to handle it a lot better, way better. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, yeah, I had to give myself some grace, bro, because you needed to go through that. Like, I feel like God needed to break me all the way down to point me in the right direction, to point me to the direction of Him and the way that He wants for me to operate and move. You know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful for it. But yeah, man, anybody that happened to go through something like this or has been through it, I know that y'all can relate. You know what I'm saying? And if you're currently going through it, man, just understand that there's more to life. There's more to it, bro. And I need you to, like, really understand that there's honestly more to life, bro. Like I said before, bro, not everybody's gonna be around to be, not everybody's gonna be around for your story, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I done been through a lot, bro. I done been through a lot. Even things that's beyond this topic. You know what I'm saying? And I still keep my wits about myself. I still am good to people. I still respect people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been through so much that it could have turned anybody that was in my shoes into a horrible person. But I don't let it, take over me like that. You know what I'm saying? And even with the people that, cause some kind of, hardship emotionally, I still wish them well. You know what I'm saying? I still pray for certain people that did me wrong in the past. That's just who I am, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I don't let situations change me, because if I let it do that, what kind of example will I be? You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a daughter, bro. You feel me? That looks up to me. She loves me, bro. You feel me? Unconditionally. Like, it doesn't matter what nobody says, what nobody thinks about me. My daughter looks at me as a superhero. I have a reason to be a good example. You know what I'm saying? It's no longer about myself. You feel me? I just wanted to kind of just like let y'all know, you feel me? Like, whatever you may be going through, bro, heartbreak, family, whatever the case may be, man, you'll get through it, bro. Because honestly, when I was going through it in the midst of everything, I didn't think I was, bro. Honestly, I ain't never been through something like that, and I ain't never like loved somebody so deeply to the point where it's like I didn't even want to be around if I didn't have that person. You feel me? And like I said, I'll beat myself up about that too, because that's not the way that you want to. What the? Welcome to the ghetto, y'all. But yeah, man, that's not the type of person that I want to be, man. I don't want to be somebody that just folds anytime something hits the fan. You feel me? I want to be an example. You feel me? And honestly, bro, and I had even thought about it in a different way too. I'm like, man, if I was to like honestly like write a book about like my life, bro, that would be that book would be lit, bro. I'd have been through some things, man. And I feel like it's all a part of experiences. I feel like it's I feel like a lot of the things that we go through, it was already in the cards for it to happen. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I sometimes like forget that. I sometimes forget the fact that life is a story. It really is. I know sometimes we can get kind of consumed with our own problems and kind of not, we don't, you know, sometimes we don't see the light in certain situations. And it's like, that's not the way that we should move, man. You know, and at the end of the day, bro, we're all here, you know, as souls that are in a capsule, you know, and look, now I got to get deep on y'all. We're all souls, man, that's trapped in this capsule. You feel me? At the end of the day. And that's just real. That's not even me trying to get too deep. It's just facts. You know what I'm saying? When you gone, your body is just a body. Now, let's keep it real. Your body doesn't vanish and disappear with you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you think about it in that type of aspect, it makes you really realize, like, bro, while I'm here, I'm gonna leave everything here. You know what I'm saying? Start experiencing things, start traveling, doing different things, you know what I'm saying? Because everything that you go through, bro, it's a step in the direction that he wants you to go. You know what I'm saying? It's not, and it's not always gonna be glamorous, bro. It's not always going to be something that we agree on or something that we want, you know? And I feel like sometimes we can forget that, like, it's not about us. It's really not. Now, we can make decisions as far as like wanting to, you know, do better and be better, but as far as like the outcomes on certain things, sometimes it takes you away. Sometimes it takes you away from what it is that you want and points you in the direction of things that you need. And to keep it all the way real, like, nobody knows when our time is coming. Nobody knows that. If we did, we would move a lot differently to try to avoid that. But we don't know when our time is coming, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you just got to enjoy the moment, bro. Through the pain, through the hardships and everything. Like, you just have to enjoy the present moment. And I feel like that's been my problem in the past. Like, I've always thought 5-10 years down the line and I'm not enjoying the present moment. You feel me? And even with my past situation, like, I sometimes wish, like, you know, we would have done more. We would have, you know, experienced more, you know, like, done a lot more things together. You feel me? You know, it's all a learning lesson, bro, at the end of the day. And with all that being said, it's like, you know, if somebody, you know, chooses not to be around, then that's their choice. Goes back to what I said earlier, bro. Everybody has a choice and a decision to make for their own life. You know what I'm saying? I know I don't want to be a crutch to anybody's life. If somebody feels like they can do better without me, then that's fine. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be somebody that's holding you back from anything. You know? At that point, I'm just a nuisance. I don't want to be a nuisance. I want to be an addition. You know? I feel like that's how we should all operate. You feel me? Somebody doesn't feel like you're, you know, an addition to their life, Let them go. Let them. That's one of the most ancient sayings ever, is to let them. Let them go. Don't try to force your way to try to stick around, because all you're doing is just making yourself even more of a nuisance. Because it's like, damn, I can't get rid of this nigga, or I can't get rid of this girl. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be that, bro. You know? And it's like, I've unintentionally done that. You know, trying to force a situation, and it's like, it's not good, bro. It's just not good, and it's not a good look on your character, because people are going to judge you based off of what you're doing in the present moment. They're not going to think about, well, he wasn't that way before. They're not going to think about like the generalization of who you are. They're going to think about what you're doing right now. And at the end of the day, everybody has opinions. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. They can think what they want. You feel me? But you don't want to give anybody fuel to, try to damage your character or anything. You know what I'm saying? But I say all that to say this, bro. I went through my first heartbreak, and I didn't handle it well because it was the first time that I've been through it. And it's like I said, I had to give myself some grace, because I had never been through something like that. And I'm honestly at a point now where I'm like grateful that it happened, because it opened my eyes to a lot of things. It opened my eyes to how I should move. And I have an obligation, bro. I have a reason to be strong, and I had to really think about that too. I'm like, I have a reason to be strong and to keep pushing. You feel me? As painful as it is, man. And at the end of the day, and it's so crazy because I've tried to hate her before. I've tried on multiple occasions. Like, I've tried to hate her, bro. It only lasts for about an hour. You know what I'm saying? It only lasts for about an hour. And then I just be like, let me stop trying to project something that I'm not. I don't hate nobody. You feel me? I ain't never been that way. And I don't want for this situation to turn me into somebody that I'm not. Because sometimes our situations can do that. It can change you into somebody that you don't want to be. But circumstances have moved you in that direction to be that. You feel me? I say all that to say this, bro. I feel like I'm just yapping at this point. Heartbreak sucked. It showed me a whole different perspective that I never thought that I would go through. It showed me that the soul ties that we create are powerful, bro. I don't think people honestly understand the power that we hold when it comes to interacting with people and getting involved with people. I don't think people fully understand that, especially if you haven't been through nothing, to this type of capacity when it comes to a heartbreak. Heartbreak is damn near like losing somebody, like in death. It can feel that way, but that person is alive and well, but it just feels like they're gone forever. A heartbreak is horrible to go through emotionally and spiritually, mentally as well. But yeah, man, when it comes to that situation, man, like, even if she ever even comes across this video, man, she already know it's all love, man. I ain't got no type of hate or anything like that, any type of animosity, because when I leave this earth, man, I don't want nothing negative on my heart, bro, or on my soul. I want to be able to leave here with everything just left here. You know what I'm saying? So we just moving forward, bro. And like I said, man, I'm blessed, bro. I'm blessed to be in the position that I am, bro. I'm blessed to be, healthy. I'm blessed to be, to be making things happen for myself. And, about to get this business started. And as far as that goes, because, I don't think I went into really any detail about that, but I'm gonna be starting my own trucking business pretty soon. Like I said, I'm just working on the business aspect part of it to get all of that situated, and then once we do that, then we gonna jump into it. But I also have another channel where I'll be posting like my trucking vlogs and stuff like that. So I'm gonna link that in the description down below if y'all want to go and subscribe on that. There's no videos on there yet, but like I said, that'll be where I post like my trucking vlogs and stuff. Like, you know, I'll be in different states, different cities and stuff like that. So if y'all want to tune into that, make sure y'all hit that link and go subscribe. Be one of the first people to see the first videos that I drop on there. But yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and close this out, man. I hope that you know, if anybody's going through that, and I just want for this to be the message, bro. If anybody's going through something that's similar to this, or even if you lost a longtime friend, you just have to understand, bro, not everybody's gonna stick around, bro. And it's the harsh reality of it. I don't care how long you've known somebody. I don't care how deeply you were in love with that person. Not everybody's gonna stick around, bro. And it's the harsh reality, man. You gotta realize, like, certain people have to fall off in order for you to get to a certain point in your life. I never thought I would get here, bro. Like, I'm in good spirits. Like, I actually feel good. And I was beating myself up for months, bro. You know what I'm saying? I think I had lost like 20 pounds, bro. I lost like 20 pounds behind that situation. I'm finally getting my weight back up, but yeah, man, it took a toll on me. But just understand, like, it's not the end of the world. And I know it feels like that sometimes, but just understand that it's not, bro. But yeah, man, I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video, bro. Like I said, I'm gonna be like, this channel is pretty much just gonna be like, you know, I'm gonna do videos like this every once in a while. I'm gonna be posting my music on here, be posting like videos and stuff like that, music videos. And yeah, man, it's just gonna be the life of me, you feel me? So if y'all interested and wanna, you know, support whatever, make sure y'all like the video, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, bro, because yeah, man, we trying to get monetized, you feel me? So yeah, we trying to do all that. But yeah, man, I'll see y'all in the next one, bro. Make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we out, man.